The Massachusetts Electrical Code, Section 590, states that lighting and receptacle outlets in dwelling units must comply with the current National Electrical Code. Section 210.7 D of the National Electrical Code states that dwellings having branch circuits installed after January 1, 1996 must have at least 120 amp, 120 volt circuit for all receptacle outlets in each bathroom and each kitchen countertop space of 12 inches or more in width. Section 406.4 D1 B of the National Electrical Code states that receptacles installed in bathrooms shall have ground fault circuit interrupter protection for personnel. Receptacles installed in wet or damp locations in habitable rooms and bathrooms must have ground fault circuit interrupter protection. Therefore, the 1963 Electrical Code does not meet the current Massachusetts Electrical Code. The unit needs to be brought up to current code, which includes upgrading electrical service to 100 amps, replacing all 2-prong sockets with 3-prong sockets, and installing ground fault circuit interrupters near water in the kitchen and bathroom. Firstly, let's discuss the service upgrade to 100 amps. The original 60 amp service may be insufficient for modern electrical demands. Today's appliances and electronic devices require more power than what was typical in 1963. Upgrading to a 100 amp service ensures that the unit can handle the increased load without overloading the system, which can lead to trip breakers or even electrical fires. This upgrade often involves replacing the main breaker panel, the service entrance cable, and possibly the meter socket. It is crucial to consult with a qualified electrician to perform this work safely and in compliance with local regulations. The electrician will assess the existing infrastructure and determine the best approach for the upgrade, ensuring that the new service meets all safety standards and provides adequate power for the unit's needs. Secondly, the replacement of 2-prong sockets with 3-prong sockets is essential for safety. 2-prong sockets lack a grounding conductor, which means that appliances plugged into these outlets are not grounded. Grounding provides a path for stray electrical current to return to the source, preventing it from passing through a person who might come into contact with a faulty appliance. 3-prong sockets, on the other hand, include a grounding conductor that connects to the appliance's metal chassis, providing a safe path for fault currents. Replacing 2-prong sockets with 3-prong sockets requires running a grounding wire to each outlet, which can be a complex and time-consuming task. In some cases, it may be necessary to run new wiring from the breaker panel to each outlet to ensure a proper ground connection. However, there are also alternative solutions such as using ground fault circuit interrupter protected receptacles, which can provide a level of safety equivalent to grounded outlets in certain situations. It is important to consult with a qualified electrician to determine the best approach for upgrading the receptacles, taking into account the existing wiring and the specific requirements of the electrical code. Thirdly, the installation of ground fault circuit interrupters near water sources is a critical safety measure. Ground fault circuit interrupters are designed to detect small imbalances in electrical current, which can occur when electricity leaks to ground, often through a person touching a live wire or a wet surface. When a ground fault is detected, the ground fault circuit interrupter trips the circuit, cutting off the power and preventing electric shock. Ground fault circuit interrupters are particularly important in areas where water is present, such as kitchens and bathrooms, where the risk of electric shock is higher. The electrical code requires ground fault circuit interrupter protection for all receptacles in bathrooms and for receptacles serving kitchen countertops. Ground fault circuit interrupters can be installed as receptacles or as circuit breakers in the breaker panel. When installing ground fault circuit interrupter receptacles, it is important to ensure that they are properly wired and tested to verify that they are functioning correctly. Ground fault circuit interrupter circuit breakers provide protection for the entire circuit, including all receptacles and devices connected to it. Regardless of the type of ground fault circuit interrupter used, it is essential to test it regularly to ensure that it is working properly. To summarize, upgrading the electrical system in the condo unit to meet current code requirements is essential for safety and functionality. This involves upgrading the electrical service to 100 amps to accommodate modern electrical loads, replacing 2-pronged sockets with 3-pronged sockets to provide grounding protection, and installing ground fault circuit interrupters near water sources to prevent electric shock. While the seller may argue that the unit is grandfathered under the 1963 code, the current Massachusetts Electrical Code requires compliance with the National Electrical Code for lighting and receptacle outlets in dwelling units. Therefore, the buyer is justified in requesting these upgrades to ensure the safety and compliance of the electrical system. When undertaking these electrical upgrades, it is crucial to hire a qualified and licensed electrician who is familiar with the current electrical code and has experience in performing similar work. The electrician will be able to assess the existing electrical system, identify any potential hazards, and recommend the best approach for upgrading the system to meet current code requirements. They will also ensure that all work is performed safely and in compliance with local regulations. Investing in these electrical upgrades is not only a matter of code compliance but also a matter of safety and peace of mind. By upgrading the electrical system, the buyer can ensure that the condo unit is safe, functional, and able to meet the electrical demands of modern living. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is a widely adopted standard for safe electrical installation. It's updated every 3 years to incorporate the latest advancements in electrical technology and safety practices. The NEC is not law itself, but it is often adopted by state and local jurisdictions, becoming the basis for their electrical codes. Understanding the NEC is crucial for electricians, contractors, and anyone involved in electrical work. The code covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. It provides detailed requirements for ensuring that electrical systems are installed and maintained in a safe and reliable manner. The NEC also includes specific requirements for different types of occupancies, such as residential, commercial, and industrial buildings. These requirements are tailored to the specific electrical needs and hazards associated with each type of occupancy. For example, the NEC has stricter requirements for healthcare facilities where electrical equipment is critical for patient care than for office buildings. Grounding is a critical aspect of electrical safety. It provides a path for fault currents to return to the source, preventing electrical shock and minimizing the risk of fire. The NEC requires that all electrical equipment be properly grounded, and it provides detailed requirements for grounding electrodes, grounding conductors, and bonding. Grounding electrodes are used to connect the electrical system to the earth, providing a low impedance path for fault currents. Grounding conductors are used to connect electrical equipment to the grounding electrode, ensuring that all metal parts are at the same potential. Bonding is used to connect different metal parts of the electrical system together, creating a continuous ground path. Overcurrent protection is another essential aspect of electrical safety. Overcurrent devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, are designed to protect electrical circuits from overloads and short circuits. When an overcurrent occurs, the overcurrent device trips, cutting off the power to the circuit and preventing damage to equipment and wiring. The NEC requires that all electrical circuits be protected by overcurrent devices, and it provides detailed requirements for the selection and installation of these devices. The size of the overcurrent device must be matched to the ampacity of the circuit conductors to ensure that the circuit is properly protected. Wiring methods are also covered extensively in the NEC. The code specifies the types of wiring that are permitted for different applications, as well as the installation requirements for each type of wiring. Common wiring methods include non-metallic sheath cable, armored cable, and conduit. Non-metallic sheath cable, also known as Romex, is commonly used for residential wiring. It consists of insulated conductors enclosed in a non-metallic jacket. Armored cable, also known as BX, is used for both residential and commercial wiring. It consists of insulated conductors enclosed in a flexible metal jacket. Conduit is used for both residential and commercial wiring, particularly in applications where the wiring needs to be protected from physical damage. It consists of metal or plastic tubing that is used to enclose and protect electrical conductors. In addition to these general requirements, the NEC also includes specific requirements for certain types of equipment, such as motors, transformers, and generators. These requirements are designed to ensure that the equipment is installed and operated safely. The NEC also includes requirements for special occupancies, such as hazardous locations and healthcare facilities. Hazardous locations are areas where there is a risk of fire or explosion due to the presence of flammable gases, vapors, or dusts. Healthcare facilities have unique electrical requirements due to the critical nature of the equipment used for patient care. Staying up to date with the latest version of the NEC is essential for anyone involved in electrical work. The code is constantly evolving to incorporate new technologies and safety practices. By following the NEC, electricians and contractors can ensure that electrical systems are installed and maintained in a safe and reliable manner. In summary, the Massachusetts Electrical Code and the National Electrical Code provide a comprehensive set of requirements for ensuring the safety of electrical installations. Understanding these codes is crucial for anyone involved in electrical work, from electricians and contractors to homeowners and building owners. By following the code, you can help to prevent electrical fires, electric shock, and other hazards. Remember to always consult with a qualified electrician when performing electrical work, and to obtain the necessary permits before starting any project. This will help to ensure that the work is performed safely and in compliance with local regulations. Furthermore, the presence of two-prong outlets indicates an older wiring system that likely lacks a grounding conductor. While it might seem acceptable if the building was up to code when built, modern safety standards necessitate grounding for all outlets, particularly in areas where electrical appliances are commonly used. The absence of ground fault circuit interrupters near water sources poses a significant safety risk. These devices are designed to detect ground faults, which can occur when electricity strays from its intended path and poses a shock hazard. Ground fault circuit interrupters quickly cut off power when a ground fault is detected, preventing serious injury or even death. The combination of outdated wiring, lack of grounding, and absence of ground fault circuit interrupters creates a potentially hazardous electrical environment. Upgrading the electrical system to meet current code requirements is not just about compliance, it's about ensuring the safety of the occupants. The upgrade to 100 amp service provides increased capacity for modern electrical demands, while the replacement of two-prong outlets with three-prong outlets and the installation of ground fault circuit interrupters near water sources provide essential safety protection. While the seller might be reluctant to undertake these upgrades, it's important to emphasize that they are necessary to bring the property up to current safety standards and protect the well-being of future occupants. Moreover, failing to address these electrical deficiencies could lead to potential liability issues down the road. If someone were to be injured due to an electrical fault, the seller could be held responsible for negligence. Therefore, it's in the seller's best interest to address these issues proactively. In addition to the safety benefits, upgrading the electrical system can also increase the value of the property. Buyers are increasingly aware of the importance of electrical safety, and a property with an up-to-date electrical system is more attractive to potential buyers. Conversely, a property with outdated wiring and electrical deficiencies may be viewed as a liability and could deter potential buyers. Ultimately, the decision of who pays for the electrical upgrades is a matter of negotiation between the buyer and the seller. However, it's important to recognize that these upgrades are not merely cosmetic improvements. They are essential safety measures that are necessary to bring the property up to current standards. Whether the buyer or the seller bears the cost of the upgrades, it's crucial that they are completed by a qualified electrician to ensure that the work is performed safely and in compliance with local regulations. In conclusion, the Condo unit in Boston requires electrical upgrades to meet current code requirements. This includes upgrading the electrical service to 100 amps, replacing two-prong outlets with three-prong outlets, and installing ground fault circuit interrupters near water sources. These upgrades are essential for ensuring the safety of the occupants and increasing the value of the property. While the seller may argue that the unit is grandfathered under the 1963 code, the current Massachusetts Electrical Code requires compliance with the National Electrical Code for lighting and receptacle outlets in dwelling units. Therefore, the buyer is justified in requesting these upgrades, and it's in the seller's best interest to address these issues proactively. By working together, the buyer and seller can ensure that the condo unit is safe, functional, and up to code.